As soon as I hit record, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Dive-In, your proper gaming talk show where we dive into the latest news, conversations, and topics in gaming every single week. We're your hosts, Sansology and J-Dubs. God.
What up?
Welcome back, guys. Today, we are giving you another draft. We haven't done one of these in a while, so this is this guy's idea, so I'm going to let him introduce this very interesting draft for you guys. Take it away, buddy.
Oh, man. I remember once upon a time in the far, far land of the 90s when I started my gaming journey. There was no Wi-Fi. There was no connections with friends. There was the single gaming sphere. And so I would like to just take a trip back through the last 30 years or so and just talk about our love for single player games. And we're going to call this list favorite 5 games to return to that are single player. And they could be from any era of gaming.
Talking about the worst title ever.
As long as it's 100% single player, not the single player hybrids with the multiplayer aspect, not the co-op games, not just 100% single player.
I hope you realize that eliminates one of your favorite FPS games of all time.
Of course it does, but that's the challenge, right? This is supposed to be easy.
For those who don't know, it's Doom 2016.
See, that eliminated 3 options because I was also going to say Resistance and I was also going to say Crisis.
That's right. Crisis did have a multiplayer. I never actually played that multiplayer.
I have recently just bought the Crisis 2 and 3s on PC and it runs at 240 frames of creamy goodness. And it looks so good. It still looks like it did 10 years ago. I didn't buy the remastered versions, just the OG versions, and they look so good. Oh, this thing just came out 4 years ago.
That's fair.
But anyway, so I'm going to have to get rid of some of my top FPSs out of this list. Bye-bye, Popor, see you later.
Don't worry.
I wasn't thinking about FPS. I was more thinking about my action games.
Action adventure stuff.
And this is going to be really cool because I get to go back to a genre that you don't hear me talking about a lot. Most of the time you usually hear me talk about either FPS or maybe fighting and then maybe RPGs. Yeah, Japanese games. The things you don't like.
Why do you always throw that back in my face every single chance you get? So this guy doesn't like JRPGs. Nah, kill him.
So beautiful. You can't not like it.
I swear, yeah.
It's enchanting. It's beautiful. You get a lot of hours out of it. It's usually a really nice story. You should play Ni no Kuni, man. That'd be perfect for you. That'd be great.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people like that series. I know. I heard Ni no Kuni 2 is one of the best JRPGs of all time.
I fucking loved it. I beat it. It's so good. The story is nice. I like it. I don't particularly care for the cat boy, but you learn to love him. You learn to love him.
That's fair.
So do you want to kick it off with your first returnable?
We got 5 games that we're going to rank 1 to 5. Each of us, this is going to be strictly what we think is our top returning games to return to, single player games. So it's not a true draft where we're picking, the most popular, the best games ever, because otherwise it's going to be a really easy ass list, right? No, this is games from our own perspective, right? But this is going to be fair. So I want to do a rock, paper, scissors to start off. All right?
No, you got it. I just did the intro. Let's just go back and forth.
Let's go, bro.
You always pick violence.
I do. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. You go. I got paper. You go.
I hate you.
Why? What the shit? What? You're the only one to complain about going first. What the hell?
I am going to go with Web of Shadows. It's my favorite Spider-Man game. There are certain games. This is back when, digital wasn't really that crazy or
Fair.
even existent. Like, I remember PS3, we got PS3, we still went to GameStop every day. Like, I didn't, or with the EB Games or whatever.
Yeah.
Or PS2, you know, like, so this is back in those days, like, I would, sometimes if I had to, I didn't have a job and my parents didn't give me a lot of money. So if I needed to get a new game, sometimes I have to trade in my other games, even though they were my favorite games. So like, I've literally brought back Spider-Man Web of Shadows maybe 5 to 10 times.
I've been there.
Like, and this is between the time it came out and then me ending high school, going to college. Still didn't have a job by then because my parents sucked. And, you know, so like, just buying that game repeatedly, it was one of my favorite games on PS3. And
I've done that.
I love that game so much. So that's one of my favorite returnables, and this is back when I couldn't just re-download it, delete it, re-download it. I had to trade it in. I had to trade it in, and I needed especially if I needed money for another game, I had to just give it up. And I've done that with a lot of games that were my favorites, but that would be definitely one of my big ones.
Nah, seriously though, like what you just said, being able to like download them digitally, delete them off your system, and then like re-download them whenever the hell you want, that has revolutionized returning to games. Oh my god.
Yeah, but that is the problem now, because now if you buy a $60 game, you got to stick with it. Or if you buy like a used game, period, no matter how, you got to stick with it. You can't just return it.
So Web of Shadows is your like number one will return to game of all time.
Always. I'm actually trying to get it emulated right now. So I can keep it forever.
That's fair.
That's definitely one of my big ones. I don't know if I would say top. Yeah, probably. It would be top, depending on my next choices. But yeah, it's really, really dope.
That's fair. See, because I'm trying to think about like my number one game that I would go back to all the time if I could. And the one that sticks out is more recent. It's one of them, like, so for those of you that don't know, right, I am very not about going back to replay games. I just don't.
Let me introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to Touch of Death Sands.
Touch of Pat. That sounds interesting. No, look, here's the thing though, like, especially when it comes to like open world RPGs or even open world action games, ones that like just take forever to get going again. Like, I know in my head how long it took me to actually get to the point where I'm like, this is one of the best games I've ever played. And I'm like, I don't have the patience to get there again. I am so impatient when it comes to replaying games specifically. So I was like, man, like, shit. Yeah. So when it comes to me, like, it has to have New Game Plus. And the number one game that I'm thinking about that I've gone back consistently since it came out, it's Marvel's Spider-Man, dude. I've gone back to replay that game in obnoxious amounts of times. And honestly, I'll jump into that game just in one of my old saves, like when I maxed out the game, and I'll just fucking swing around for like hours, dude. It is so therapeutic. Like, and plus, it doesn't help that like Spider-Man is like literally my favorite superhero character of all time. Like, as soon as that game came out, I was all over it. Now I was like, I will admit that I did enjoy playing Miles Morales more, but it's only because they put more effort into the swinging and stuff. They put more character into the swinging, right, in Miles Morales than they did in Spider-Man. But when it comes to like replaying a game, if I want to like go back and experience like a full game again, Miles Morales is very short. It's a smaller game. It was great, but like there's just so much more in Spider-Man than there was in Miles Morales. So for that reason, like, I will go back and play Spider-Man consistently. Game's amazing. The New Game Plus was great. Like, I could go in with all the powers I had and just, replay the game. Not have to worry about grinding, because that's my biggest thing when it comes to replaying games. I don't want to do the grind again. The grind is my least favorite part of any game. unless it's like, you know, a game that I play for the first time. Like
it depends. Sometimes if the game is enjoyable enough, I will redo.
Sure,
just to have something, something to put some time into.
So here's a different
build or whatever.
If it is a game that you can do different builds in, that's totally different. Like, you know, Diablo, I can jump in with a new class and a new sub build and just rack that for hours, and I will do that 100%. But like, there's single player games like Infamous, for example, like where like you play through the whole game, the last like third of the game, you're basically a god, and if I get out of that game, that I know how badass I can be, and going back to ground zero, I'm like, man, I don't have to get there again.
Like sometimes you develop a pride in being good at a game, so then like you go back to test your limits and test this and test that, you know. And
like I said, like if it has New Game Plus, I'm gonna go back. Like that's one of the reasons I didn't replay Fallen Order, because it didn't have the New Game Plus was fucking shit. On that one. The New Game Plus was fucking shit. It was so bad. Now I have not done Survivor yet, and I'm very interested to see if Survivor is similar. Because I don't think they have a New Game Plus yet, or did they? Add one?
It does. Yeah, it does.
Have to check it out.
When I beat it, it did. But no, I mean, so yeah, I would agree on that with Jedi Survivor. But it's funny because they were just like, oh, we don't want to make them overpowered, but then like it was just like you were going to be.
That's the point of a New Game Plus. You replay it with, you know, where you left off, but at a higher difficulty.
Most Star Wars games had New Game Plus with it. Like I remember beating Force Unleashed 1 and 2, and like I could just go back and break shit. You know what I mean? Like
that was amazing. You were a Jedi. You were a Jedi god, and it was wonderful.
That's another one. I mean that's gonna be another one of mine. Like,
is that gonna be your second one? Is that your number 2?
Force Unleashed.
Is that your round 2?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah!
All right.
I'm fucking Force Unleashed, man. Yo, I used to go back to that shit every day. Just like I had a bad day at school, I'm like, I'm gonna force landing all these people. I'm gonna kill this Rancor. I'm gonna just blow a hole in everything.
The Rancor and Jedi Survivor though.
Like
the Rancor and Jedi Survivor was some bullshit. That shit sucked.
That shit was booty cake, ice cream cakes, man. Like that shit was easy. Like I think maybe.
Were you playing on easy or like the lower one?
I was on Jedi Survivor. I was on I was on
Master?
Jedi Master. Yeah.
Me too. Fuck that Rancor, man. The Rancor sucked.
I mean, yeah, but it was easier than it was in the first game. It was way easier than it was in the first game. Like,
wait, did we even have a Rancor in the first game?
I think, did we? I think we did.
I might be forgetting that, but I forget actually. But no. Force Unleashed was a killer ass game, and like I went back to replay that game just to wear this the suit that you unlock at the end of the game, just so I could wear that suit for the entire next playthrough. Like that suit was goated. That like Sith acolyte suit. Oh my god!
And the DLC with it was dope too, bro.
I never got to play the DLC because that was before I started downloading and playing DLC and stuff. So. Like,
it was unique back then, though. It was a little extra. It was so unique
because that's when you could go back and like hunt down like the classic characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie.
It hyped everybody up because you were like, "Yo, you got to fight all of them!" Like, it was so dope. Oh, I love that DLC. My next one to counter that.
Wait, hold on. You already did number 2.
Oh, okay, fine.
Was that your number 2? Or you reneging on that number 2?
No, that was my number 2.
All right. Then calm the hell down, because it's my turn.
Well, I need to write things down so I don't forget them.
Then write them down. I have them all up here in my noggin. I'm also kind of just pulling them out of my ass because it's just coming. It's just the ones that come straight to my head.
My brain. Do you know how many games we played? Hundreds of.
We both have very high functioning ADD. All right.
No, like we've been playing games since we were children. I've been playing games since I was 6. I'm trying to flash through hundreds of games right now to try and figure out which ones I want to pick. So like I have to write it down as soon as I find a good one because I played so many single player games.
No, that's ridiculous. That is completely fair. I'm not gonna fight you about that. And I think my third pick. I'm on my second pick, but I think my third pick you're not gonna choose. So I think I can save that for a little bit further down the line. So shit. Why am I even questioning this? Fucking Assassin's Creed Black Flag, guaranteed. That game I have replayed just ungodly amount. There's so much to do in that game, and I don't even think it actually has a proper New Game Plus. Those games typically don't, but I didn't even give a shit because it was one of the few games where like you didn't really have to grind too much because like, you know, it didn't really have a skill tree. You were just, you know, buying stuff and leveling up, right? So it wasn't about like, oh, I can't wait till I'm a badass again. Because in these games, the older games, you kind of started out as a badass. The only reason you leveled up was so you could unlock different areas, right? Mm-hmm. That was the only reason. Your levels really didn't do much else in terms of your overall damage. It just let you get to those areas. Now, there were certain, like, weapons that you couldn't get until you got some money and stuff, but that was it. The rest, and that's what I liked about the Assassin's Creed games, is that like that's what I don't like about the RPG ones, is that like you have your training, you know how to be an assassin. What is the point of level capping certain areas? That shit's stupid. Or like going into an area and being like walking up to an enemy that you could like who's like asleep and you could just assassinate, but because he's like 5 levels higher than you, you can't. Mm-hmm. That's fucking stupid. And we had this conversation about Assassin's Creed games before. But
okay,
Black Flag was another level. Like just being, I don't know, you don't like pirate games. You don't like pirates, and that's totally fine. I get it. I love pirates. I love pirates to death.
I know, and that's what I was gonna say.
Love
like
that shit.
After Assassin's Creed 3, they kind of lost me.
That's
and
fair. That's okay.
I do apologize for looking at my phone. I was trying to research to see if my next game that I wanted to say was accurately what I needed to do. So I am so sorry.
No,
I was
you're
being
good.
a bad YouTuber, folks. I'm sorry.
You are all good.
I wasn't paying attention to you 24/7. I'm sorry.
But
anyway,
Black Flag, man. The amount of area you had to explore was insane. And then you add in like being able to dive and like plunge the depths of the 7 seas. Gives it a whole other level. Plus doing the whole assassination stuff. Plus doing just pirate shit. Doing the story. Doing side missions. Just fighting ships on the open seas. Game was absolutely goated, and I've replayed that game at least 3 times. And that's saying something because that game takes like 60 hours to 100% or longer, depending on how much you actually do, right? And how long it takes you to actually play some shit. Because certain, sea battles are hard as shit. Like you have to upgrade your ship a good amount to take on those like man of war ships, which were oh my god, scary. I came across one and I'm like, nope, all sails, fucking get out of here, let's go, guys. Until I like upgraded my ship to have like a bajillion cannons. I could just bombard the crap out of the ship. But oh my god, no, the game was great. The costumes were amazing. The deals, that was one of the first games I bought like a bunch of like microtransactions for, because they had some really, really cool pirate outfits, and I'm like, man, I have to. I'm sorry, I have to. And they weren't expensive. Exactly. Like $5. I was like, yeah, it's whatever. So like they had like the one golden pirate outfit. They had the one like trench coat pirate outfit with the Assassin's Creed garb. Man, that game was fun. Just talking about it makes me want to play it again. Oh god!
I'm going to respect you. I'm going to respect your decision because there's 100 million other people that also agree with you for some whatever reason. You know,
dude, pirates are cool, right? Pirates are cool, man.
But it's Assassin's Creed.
I know.
It's not called the Pirate's Booty.
I know.
It's
Look.
If you want to make a pirate game, do it on your own franchise.
Look,
and call it
I will be the first to say that Black Flag is not the greatest Assassin's Creed game, but it's an amazing pirate game. I could care less about anything to do with Assassin's Creed, which is why I'm also low-key kind of looking forward to Skull and Bones, but I'm also very skeptical about that.
You literally described why I said Assassin's Creed 4 was fucked up, or at least the franchise was fucked up from that point.
Oh, I know.
Wasn't it? It was a great Assassin's game. It was a great pirate game. They're not making a pirate game. They're making a fucking assassin game.
Big facts, my guy. Dude, I'm right there with you, man.
But I do respect your opinion because I know it's supposedly a really good Assassin's Creed game, away from the assassins. But as far as the gameplay itself, if it had a different name, it would have been more well received.
No, well, I think it was still extremely well received.
No, it was,
but
like it would have been a lot more. You know what I mean? It probably would have scored more well with the community itself.
That's fair.
A lot of hardcore Assassin's Creed fans are kind of butthurt from Assassin's Creed 4 on.
No,
or even 3,
facts.
Even 2.
No, that's true because the main storyline kind of ended with Assassin's Creed 3, and then it just kind of went off the deep end and started doing weird stuff, and it was never really incredible after that. Like the real world story never really hit the same. So so
that's fine. But I do respect your man. It's a good one. It definitely is a good returnable.
This is also going to be a longer video, guys, but the drafts usually end up being longer videos because we rant. Anyways, round 3, what you got?
So, to the counterpoint of just replaying the same thing over and over and over again with no really change and it still being enjoyable, I will go with the Legacy of Goku trilogy. Or if I had to pick one, it would probably be 2.
I haven't played this game. So that's all you, bro.
Doing a whole throwback. I'm doing once again. Back in the time before connections, back in the time before co-op, there was the Game Boy.
Oh my God, this is like Game Boy game. Dan, you really are plunging the depths.
And we're going to one of the greatest canonical video games about Dragon Ball, the series. We're going through the Legacy of Goku series. And so I will put probably 2 at the top and then 3, but honestly 2 and 3 are a tie.
That's fair.
But I have literally so the first time you beat the RPG, it probably take you about like 30 hours or so. But then once you replay it and you know everything to do, there's a lot of puzzles, there's a lot of things. Then you just get addicted to the grind of it. Like you just come home and you're like, I just want to grind some levels in Dragon Ball Z. Turn Super Saiyan, beat some motherfuckers up. You're just doing this for like 4 hours. And you're like, yo, where'd the time go? And it's just like you just love doing this all the time because you're a Super Saiyan. And when we were kids, being a Super Saiyan, playing as a Super Saiyan was like the greatest fucking thing of all time. So like
facts.
And then the Cell arc is probably one of everybody's favorite arcs for anybody that's a Dragon Ball Z fan. And then Legacy of Goku 2 just did it so well and immaculately. You got to fight General Tao. It's called Legacy of Goku, but it wasn't really about Goku. It was about Gohan. It was a great little shift. And you got interesting side missions, and I love doing the side missions. It was so cool, helping out Hercule in Central City, and doing all this other dumb shit, fighting people's cats and dogs and shit, and just like the grind of getting stronger and just I don't know, man. Like I gotta this is why I love RPG.
That's fair.
Legacy of Goku put the RPG grind machine in me, bro. I used to fucking come home from private school. I did my homework, and I would just sit there and grind levels in Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku all day. And then 3 was worse because 2 had a cap of like level 50, and then 3 gave you a level cap of 200. So you were going from 0 to 200, and I was putting in them fucking work. I was putting in them hours in Legacy and Boost Fury. Oh my God. always a returnable. And because I was such a Dragon Ball Z, those are some of my favorite Dragon Ball Z games. And
Sure,
then
no, that's fair.
Yeah, like Supersonic Warriors, and then Budokai 1, 2, and 3, and then Budokai 10. This is when Dragon Ball Z games were fucking popping everywhere.
Yeah.
It was so good. Those are some of my favorite single player games growing up. Sorry, that was a whole rant. My bad.
No, you're good, bro. That's kind of the point of these videos, right?
That was good. What's your number 3? Or was that number 3? Yeah, I guess it was number 3.
So number 3, I have like a handful of games in my brain. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. This is gonna be hella. I don't know. This is gonna be hella unpopular. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Infamous Festival of Blood.
Nice.
So it's not even one of the core. It's not even one of the core Infamous games. It's not Infamous 1 or Infamous 2. Both those games are amazing, right? But I have this weird thing with vampires and being able to play as a vampire, but also be a superhero.
Oh,
that
Patrick,
was
you naughty
fucking
boy.
Amazing. Nah,
naughty boy.
dude, Festival of Blood was so much fun. That was one of the best DLC expansions, spin-off games I've ever played in my entire life. Oh my god. It was. What's up?
No, I'm just writing down another option.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, but no, Festival of Blood. Like, also I have this like big thing with like teleporting, and that's one of the reasons I also loved Second Son, because you could like teleport kind of in like the smoke. Like the dash thing. Mm-hmm. Fucking love that shit. I'm addicted to that. That's just like, yes. But with Festival of Blood, you turn into bats and like, then you can like disappear into bats and fly around. Shit was addicting. Oh my god. And then you like, the whole good, bad moral scale was still there, but it was taken up to another level because you could feed on people. But you could also not feed on people. You could only feed on like villains or like enemies. But you could also feed on like the civilians and shit. If you did that, you went more evil. But you also got more powerful. Shit was so good. I loved that. Like, oh my god. Game is addicting. Mixing vampiric abilities with your traditional electric powers was insane. The game's goated. Oh my god. Literally one of the best spin-off / expansion games I have ever played in my entire life. Holy shit.
That is amazing. Yeah, that is a good choice. That is a great choice. So this is back.
That's an underground choice. That's an underground choice.
No, I mean, this is back when I was still living with my mom. And I was actually I'm not even going to act like I was a grown man. I was still in high school when I was on my PlayStation. So, and my brother also had a PlayStation. So we would play, sometimes we would swap games. And he was the one that, I didn't know about Infamous at the time. I knew about Infamous because my brother decided to pick it up. And so I was watching him play through it. And it looked like a really good game. And that's how I got into Infamous. I played it. It was really, really fun. But like, I wasn't that interested to play Infamous 2. Yeah. So I skipped Infamous 2, and then I picked it back up with like Infamous Second Son. But I think Infamous 1 is always probably going to be the best one out of all of them, honestly. Like, even Infamous 2 was like...
the first game was goated.
And like, once you play it and the whole time travel thing, and that was like such a random element that came at the end. It was so well implemented. Like, the story was really good, and side characters was really good. Zeke, the homie, the best friend, like, he was really cool.
He was great, yeah.
He was really, really great.
And depending on the path you took, you did him dirty.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I couldn't stay away from the Black Lightning, man. That shit was dope. Oh, my God.
Was it red?
It was red, but you upgraded it further. It turned to black red lightning.
Really?
It was fucking sick, man. That's why I loved it. I was like,
I was the goody guy. I either tried to play like in the middle or just go straight Paragon.
Yo, fucking Spider-Man Web of Shadows broke me, dog. As soon as I played all the evil options, I got to fucking slide in on Black Cat.
As I've gotten older, I've been playing more of like the like the anti-hero route. Like I haven't gone like a full villain route. I've never gone a full villain route in anything, even D&D. But like I've often done like anti-hero stuff, right? Like
I got to slide in on Black Cat. I was like, this is the greatest game of all time. This is my fantasy.
I mean, technically, you kind of did that in Marvel Spider-Man too. Also, not 2, but also.
Yeah,
there was some heavy flirting there. Even with freaking Silver Sable, that dude was flirting. I'm like, bro,
no, I mean,
you got Mary Jane back, and you're flirting with Silver Sable and Black Cat. Come on, bro.
Here's the thing, and of course, there's various times where he does hook up with her, but we don't know if he did yet in this universe. He may have already slid already.
No, he did, because he was worried that the supposed kid that Black Cat had was his.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
they had history. They had history, which is the best thing ever. I love that.
No, but I like it in Web of Shadows better because that becomes his boo thing. That's his main thing. He says
that's his ride or die.
Yeah, because even the Marvel Spider-Man, fuck Mary Jane. You know what? I'm not. That's not the video for this.
Anyway, we're not getting into that. So
anyway,
what was your number 3?
So this one is gonna be a little bit with
number 4. Sorry, number 4. My bad.
Story of look, this is one of those games where you come home after getting picked on at school and you just play for hours because you're really sad and you really relate to the character of also having such tragic luck, and you want to, and it's something that like really hit home with me, especially like after coming home from shitty days at school. So. And I was able to just rampage. This was before Just Cause. This was before like all those other games.
Oh, I already know what game this is. I think I know what game this is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you already know. It's my fucking one of my favorite Marvel superheroes of all time.
Never mind. Not the game I was thinking about.
It's Mr. the Hulk. It's gonna be the Hulk PS3 version. I had the PC version of Ultimate Destruction, but it was like a jank copy, and like I couldn't really play it.
Ultimate Destruction is a great game.
So Ultimate Destruction was a very great game, but the one that really solidified it for me.
So you're talking about the movie, PS3. The movie game.
It wasn't really a movie game. It was.
But it came out after the first Eric Bana Hulk.
I mean, right? It did, but it didn't follow the. It very loosely followed the.
But did it have Eric Bana as Hulk in the game? Or like a look-alike, or like a
no, I did have that game, but like, I had it on PC, but it was fucking. I'm talking about the one that was the 2008 version.
Yeah, that would have been that
on PS3.
That would have been that one
for Eric Bana.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I almost guarantee it is, but okay. Send me the screenshot afterwards, and I'll tell you if it is or not.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I played the fucking game. I wouldn't know. Eric Bana's Hulk is my favorite fucking movie Hulk of all time. Like, I would know if it was fucking Eric Bana.
Yeah, okay, so that was the movie tie-in game for the Incredible Hulk. Sorry, not Eric Bana's Hulk. It was Edward Norton's Hulk. My bad.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
But it was still a movie game. It was still the movie game. It was still the movie game. I thought you were talking about like just the Marvel Hulk game.
Like
Ultimate Destruction.
Yeah.
But okay.
No, it was just like it was. Yeah. I mean, it was really good. Like at the end, you were just like,
it was fun.
You can literally just destroy if you just really needed to play something where you wanted to smash things because you're upset or angry or whatever. You could just destroy the city, which was also satisfying to just topple buildings with like one punch and then just do all that fucking crazy shit. And then the military will come and they would be like, you got to like level 9s. And then you got the Hulk Busters that come out. It was really, really fun just to piss everybody off. It was just like a really good release and therapeutic of anger and joy and fun and just
when I wanted that style of game, I would literally just play Prototype. So
I mean, it was in the same realm.
Yeah, Prototype was great. I fucking loved Prototype. And that one, you were a legit villain. Like there wasn't any other choice. You were a villain. And that was fun. That was really fun.
But that was definitely one of my strong ones.
That's fair. So, and again, still surprised I didn't choose this. and this kind of falls into a loophole slightly. I think this is why you didn't choose it. But I am going with round 4, the Nathan Drake collection. And this is the collection that did not have the multiplayer. All multiplayer modes in the 3-game collection were completely not included in this. It was only the single-player games. And on top of that, I never actually played the multiplayer for any of the Uncharted games just because I had zero interest in that multiplayer. I just loved those stories. Oh my God, they're some of my favorite
Uncharted 1 didn't have multiplayer.
It didn't. It's the second and third one did. I played the third multiplayer just to see what it was like, and I didn't like it. I was like, nah, whatever. I never went back to it. I replayed the stories for all 3 of those games. I replayed the Nathan Drake collection like 3 times. All 3 games. And I posted about it on my Instagram way back when I, did that kind of thing. Like, I spent like an entire week where I just went through all 3 games. And that was when I was still in college. That was over the summer when I was just like hanging out. I got off work and I would post about it because I was like, that was when I first getting into craft beer too. So I'd have like a bottle of like Trogs or Magic Hat. Man, I gotta get another case of Magic Hat. Whatever happened to Magic Hat? Remember that shit?
Yeah, that was good.
Magic Hat was great. Magic Hat was a great brew. Whatever happened to Magic Hat? Anyways, off topic. But no, like that was when I first got into craft beer. I would like have a case of craft beer, have a case of beer, probably buy some food, and like have my food, have some beer, and play Uncharted 1, 2, or 3. I played through all 3 of them. I finished all 3 games in a week. That's how much I played that time. And it was ridiculous. And since then, because I still have the Uncharted, the Nathan Drake selection at somewhere. It's not here. It might be down in the basement. But because I got it for the PS4 when it came out, I've replayed it, all 3 games, at least twice by now since my first playthrough of them. And that was even, after I played all 3 games when they first released ever. So, like I played all 3 games when they first released because they were some of my favorite games of all time. And then the 4th one came out and that game was amazing. So freaking good. Probably my second favorite, I think, is the 4th game. I think if I were to like rank them, it would be 2, 4, 1, 3. Because I wasn't a huge fan of the 3rd game. The 3rd game was, it was okay.
No, that's a good collection. I mean, you completely messed up my next story for a time before times of connections.
Well, bro, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't know if you were actually going to choose it because I didn't know if you were thinking because it had multiplayer, you weren't going to choose it.
No, specifically, I was going to do Uncharted 1 and talk about a time before time when I found Uncharted before anybody knew what the fuck it was.
I'm surprised you saved that for your 5th round pick. I'm surprised I got a 4. I thought you were gonna throw that number 1.
Because number 1 compared to Uncharted 2, Uncharted 1 sucked. I thought Uncharted 1 was the greatest thing of all time when it came out because it was the only one that was around.
I mean, fair. I mean, that's valid. I mean, I get it.
And I couldn't choose Uncharted 2 or 3 because they had multiplayer.
Did 4 have multiplayer?
Yes.
It did?
Yeah. But nobody played it because everybody knew
no
it was
one gave a shit.
Then.
Why do you think when the Nathan Drake collection came out, they didn't include the multiplayer aspect? Because no one fucking played the multiplayer.
I mean, it still doesn't count. We said no hybrids, so
exactly, and that's why I chose specifically the Nathan Drake collection because that's the one I've replayed. 1, that's the one I've replayed the most, and 2, it didn't have multiplayer, so I went back.
It doesn't count, but we'll count it because you already said it.
It does count. It didn't have multiplayer.
The games originally did.
They originally did.
With multiplayer.
But I'm saying that I chose the Nathan Drake collection because I've replayed that full collection more than I did even the original games. When the original games came out, I played them once. The Nathan Drake collection came out, I replayed that collection at least twice. all three. That's all three games. No, it's not the same because it didn't. Game. It's not because it didn't include the multiplayer.
You spent all this time going into it, so we'll respect it, but it doesn't fucking count besides the.
Like I said, it was a loophole. It was a loophole, and that's why I was like.
Yeah, loopholes don't fucking count.
It was a loophole. It doesn't include multiplayer content. I mean. Plus, you can't actually buy. I don't even think you can buy the original games anymore. I think you can only get the Nathan Drake collection and the fourth game. I don't know if you can get them individually now anymore, except maybe digitally.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but we'll count it because you put the energy into it. But it is a gray area, sir. My next one is going to be a game that people probably forgot about, and if you weren't around to play it, you probably didn't. And I'm surprised it didn't really get a sequel because it ended on a really good cliffhanger, and it was all on a nice, vivid game. And I'm going with PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Dante's Inferno.
Ooh, that's a good pick. You know, weirdly enough, I never actually got around to beating that game because that game is so hard as shit.
Yeah, it is. Once again, my brother got it, and I was like, "Oh, he was the oldest in the family. He could get in from mature games." Right. So I was like, "Oh." I sat there looking at all them titties, man.
But that game was brutal too. That game was gory as hell.
It was brutal, but it was
one of the goriest games. It was one of the goriest games I think I played. Like the first gory game I played was that one. The most graphic.
I think after that, not to say that God of War didn't do it as well, but I think after that, like all hellish landscapes got really graphic when it came to video games. Oh yeah. Like it was like. It's
also funny. I've never actually gone back to replay the God of War game.
God of War definitely did it really, really well. But what do you say? What'd you say?
I never actually gone back to play the God of War games. Like even 2018 or Ragnarok, I've never actually gone back to replay them. And I think that just goes into my whole like I don't want to grind again like that. I was a literal God of War at the end of that game. I don't want to go back to being some bitch that got bitch smacked by Baldur. Fuck that shit. No.
That is true. No, that is true. That's fair.
Now, I don't remember those games having a game plus, new game plus.
I believe they did, but of course I didn't really give a shit either. So
I didn't. Yeah, no. I love the games. They're incredible ass games. I just never got around to replaying them. I think they're kind of newer, and there's been so much that's come out since. So,
Yeah, that's fair. What's your next one?
So my last one?
Yeah.
It's a great question. I mean, at this point, I don't have to worry about like you stealing or anything or anything like that. Oh, what do I want to put on my list though? It's like, no, it's Final Fantasy Dirge of Cerberus, which is even a more underground pick. That game got slept on so goddamn hard, but there was just that absolute satisfaction of getting to that last battle where you went full badass monster angel dude. Mm-hmm. That the entire build up to that point, I would do that again and again and again and again and again. Because one, it didn't really have to worry about, leveling up and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You could upgrade your guns and that was about it. But the payoff at the end of that game will always be one of the most satisfying things I have ever played in my life because you were such a badass. It felt like playing a Devil May Cry game when you went devil mode. And that's what Vincent Valentine did. And it was beautiful. God damn it. I wish more people knew about that game. I feel like a lot of people don't know about that game. Oh my God. It's so damn good. And they don't delve into Vincent Valentine anywhere in Final Fantasy except for this game. He's seen in like randomly, you know, in like the core saga, you know, like the Cloud saga. He's seen randomly throughout there. You never really get to like see him or learn his backstory or anything, except for this game. God, it was so good. Oh my God.
Oh my God. No, that is very, very fair.
Did you play that game?
No, I fucking hate Final Fantasy.
Oh my God.
Very,
but
very
it was
fair.
but like okay, so it was a Final Fantasy game, but it felt more like a Devil May Cry game, right? Like if I were to relate it to anything, I would not relate it to a single Final Fantasy game. I would literally say it's a Devil May Cry game. That's what it felt like, but with more like third-person shooter aspects. If you can get it on your PC, like I will be the one to buy that one for you. I need more people to play that game. That might be one of my favorite games ever made.
Final Fantasy Barter Gate?
What? Final Fantasy Dirge of Cerberus.
Dirge of Cerberus. Sorry.
It's so fucking good. More people need to play this game. Everyone needs to play that game. God, amazing. And it was one of the Final Fantasy VII spin-off games, right? Because they had a lot after Final Fantasy VII. Like there's Advent Children, there was Crisis Core, there was the Final Fantasy VII, there's Cerberus, there's a bunch. But holy fuck, it was a PS2 game. Oh, I want this game to be remastered. Oh my God, I want it again. I want to play it again and again and again and again and again. It's so fucking good. Oh, I'm gonna cry. This game is so great.
My God, that's awesome.
Like it was weird because it felt like a mix between something like it had like very House of the Dead vibes in terms of like the art style. But the gameplay itself also had a lot of Final Fantasy aspects to it. So it was, or not Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry aspects to it. So it was definitely unique. But damn. Oh. I think this is only on PS2. I don't know. You might be able to like get it on PC through like shady means, but
Gotcha. I can get it. It's fine.
I will literally, if you have to spend money on it, I will literally Venmo you money to do it because, God, you need to play it. You would have a lot of fun with it.
I can get it. Don't worry. No, I cannot comment on any Final Fantasy anything. I really hate that franchise.
That's valid, but it was a very non-Final Fantasy game. So
that's fair. I mean, one day I will play 6, the original 6, because I've heard that's the
one. Does the original really 7?
No, original 6. Fuck 7.
Okay, shit. All right.
You know, you remember those games, Final Fantasy 1 through 6, the ones that wouldn't be a thing without 7? Like
I am aware.
Yeah, apparently 7.
Honestly, I was just happy Crisis Core was getting a remake because Crisis Core was such a good ass game. God damn, Crisis Core was good. That was one of the few PSP games too that I was just like, man, that was great. So good.
Did you get the remaster?
It's on Nintendo, so no.
No, it didn't.
Did it jump on PS5? I thought it was only.
Yeah. The one with Zack in it, right?
Yeah.
Didn't that drop like last December? Didn't it drop in December or something?
Oh yeah. You know what? You're right. Since we're done with the list now, guys. That's the list.
Yeah. Did you like our list, guys? Which games do you feel like you would always return to? Give us your
top 5.
That you think you would do or, come back to, and maybe even rate the ones that we did. Did you like any of them? Did you play any of them? Did you love any of them?
Who won? Which one of us won? Tell us now.
We all love video games. Don't listen to this man. Don't make him make you choose violence. He's not Emperor Sidious. You can stay away from hatred. It's fine.
But no, seriously, guys, let us know what you thought about this video. Let us know your top 5 single player games that you return to consistently. Let us know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you're not subscribed. For more videos like this, for the latest news, our thoughts on random topics and controversies and shit. We do some funny shit. I highly recommend subscribing. Also check us out over on Spotify because we're doing, you know, just an insight into our psyches in video form over there. Highly recommend checking that out as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay excellent. Thanks for hanging out with us for this longer video. We'll see you guys in the next talk show. Peace.